we wish to state in no uncertain terms that the Minister for Finance, on behalf of the head of the economic management team, Dr. Mahamudu Bawumia, refused, failed, or neglected to inform Ghanaians about the true nature of the hardships they have signed onto with the IMF. This so-called bailout can be nothing more than a heap of miseries contracted by the Adongo and Bawumia government and imposed on the already suffering Ghanaian populace. After years of economic mismanagement, leading to untold hardships, massive job losses and unemployment, instead of government coming clean and apologizing to the good people of Ghana, it rather resorted to self-denial, concealment and cooking up of economic and financial data amidst the deployment of heavy PR to deceive the people of Ghana until COVID-19 arrived and badly exposed the fragility of the so-called robust economy.
He lamented that the true deficit of Ghana's primary balance, debt position, and net international reserves were being consistently cooked to show unrealistic economic indicators.
By 2019, Ghana's debt burden was already hurting the economy so badly. Ghana was reeling under a burden of over 91% of debt service to its tax revenue, and then also was facing very high external vulnerability. At the same time, the government was visibly struggling to generate net international reserves to cover massive offshore debt service obligations that were due. The true deficit of Ghana's primary balance, debt position, and net international reserves were being consistently cooked up to show unrealistic economic indicators. While that charade was on, government was in difficulty in raising money domestically or in the capital market to refinance maturing debt amidst unsustainable gross financing needs in excess of 20% of GDP. This invariably created fear and panic across global capital markets about the imminent insolvency, bankruptcy, and the palpable collapse of the Ghanaian bubble. This led to the unanimity among rating agencies about Ghana's grim economic outlook and dire reality.
Government officials, he categorically stated, took turns to declare that they would never go to IMF, yet did. He thus asked where Minister for Information Dr Bawumia is.
Government officials took turns to declare that they would never go to the IMF. They were so impervious to good counsel and common sense from the NDC, academia, and civil society. The government only eventually went to the IMF after things had gone out of hand, and so bad that they could no longer hide anything as their diabetic economy exposed them with a heavy stench. You know, when you are smelling, you can't hide it. Their diabetic economy was now so smelly. And here I would like to ask the government, where is Kojo Oponkruma, the chief PR expert they deployed to deceive the people of Ghana and to speak to their cooked economic and financial data?
This week, Minister for Finance explained effectively announced that Ghana's position as a bankrupt and insolvent country whose sovereign is now worth a worthless sheet of paper will be officially achieved and announced in September ahead of the next IMF review in October and an IMF board consideration in November 2023. It therefore shocks that such an embarrassing achievement is being celebrated as an update of Nkrumah's Ghana, he noted.
This week, the Minister of Finance effectively announced that Ghana's position as a bankrupt and insolvent country, whose sovereign is now worth a worthless sheet of paper, will be officially achieved and announced in September, ahead of the next IMF review in October and an IMF board consideration in November 2023. It therefore shocks us that such embarrassing achievement is being celebrated as an update of Nkrumah's Ghana. You know what he said? Oh, we are in negotiations to restructure our debt. Is that not it? If you are not bankrupt and insolvent, you restructure your debt. You pay. And the biggest humiliation that any country can face is that after you came to Parliament and we signed off sovereign guarantee, making all of us, the 30 million Ghanaians, as guarantors of that loan that we will pay because we are sovereign people. You turn around and say that all the 31 million, they don't have money, they can pay. Don't you know that he's saying that our humiliation will be final? And that officially across the globe, there will not be any doubt that Ghana, as a sovereign country, doesn't have sovereign anymore. You didn't know that? That's why he called you to tell you. And he had the courage to tell us this in Nkrumah, Ghana.